What's up, guys? So I'm live and I'm in my new studio. It's called Liberate. We've been shooting videos all today, trying to make my channel a little bit more updated. Now I am streaming from my phone, so we're actually trying to test from my phone, and then eventually I will go and shoot from a computer. Yeah, so we have best streaming quality. But as you guys are popping in, as you can see, this is my new studio, and I'm so excited to be able to finally shoot. Now this place has different rooms, so the background of my videos might change. But anyway, as you guys are coming into the chat, I'm going to talk about keto, carnivore, low carb, high fat, what I'm doing with all of my content today, with the updates on my book, updates on what I'm doing. It's fantastic. So let's see what we got here. What up, guys? Okay, so essentially the things that I'm covering, which I think is really good to talk about real quick, is the circadian rhythm. And I'm going to talk about that very quickly. Then I'm going to take your guys' questions. Then I'm going to bounce, right? Because Steph's been like crushing the work here. So essentially, you need to connect to circadian rhythm for everything. I don't care if it's low carb, high fat. I don't care if it's your intermittent fasting nonsense. I don't care if it's keto, carnivore, or keto omnivore. If you're not connected to a circadian rhythm, you're going to be in big trouble. Now, one of the biggest reasons why people don't adapt is because why? Why do people not adapt? It's because they get up too late, they don't sleep well, they skip meals, they crash, they have unstable blood sugar. There's a lot of frackery going on, and this is one of the biggest reasons why people don't adapt. People are stressed, they have poor digestion. And if you think about it, if you get up when the sun rises, then this part of your head, the medulla, with hypothalamus, pituitary, adrenal reaction is going to wake you up. If you guys are freaking, sleeping and it's 8 o'clock, I'm not talking about third shift night workers, I'm talking about day shift workers. If you're getting up past the sun rising, so is your hormones. Your hormones are tanking, bruh. They're tanking. And if your hormones aren't balanced, neither is keto, because keto relies on hormones. Even your low carb, high fat relies on hormones. Y'all don't want to have your blood sugar to be too high, too low, your insulin to be too high. That's what you don't want. And so you have to connect to circadian rhythm. Now, with that said, getting up to eat right away, I don't care what dietary measure you're on. The reason why I suggest this is because you guys are fracked up. Your blood sugar is unstable. So intermittent fasting doesn't work. People get up and they're like, oh my God, I feel so much better, because perhaps part of it is because people want to believe that they feel better intermittent fasting. Okay? And it's sort of like a starvation diet. People don't do it for autophagy. They do it to lose weight. That's the problem. So what happened to the principles of keto, right? Why aren't you focusing on using ketones? Why are we so obsessed with food deprivation? Now, I get it. Some of you guys have clogged up, sludgy liver, sludgy gallbladder. You have dysbiosis of the gut. Y'all have heartburn. Y'all got histamine intolerance. And so when you don't eat anything, you instantly feel better. But that's not going to fix the hormonal issue, or it's not going to fix actually the problem with the gallbladder or the liver. You have to address the gallbladder and the liver. All right, so then when the afternoon comes, you have this switch, which I've explained in one of my other videos in this here studio. I've explained to people, we got 41 people in the house, we only got 9 legs. Let's get up them legs, people, because that brings people to my channel, this very humble channel, very humble. Yes, so what you guys want to consider is that shift between, like, it's really between like 2 and 4, but sometimes it happens with you guys post lunch hours. You'll have like that crash, and that's because your blood sugar is super unstable. So I'm having you guys eat according to the cortisol, melatonin, hormonal, circadian rhythm. What's up, Deborah? She's saying to like up the stream, guys. Don't forget to hit the X and collapse the chat, and then hit the thumbs up and hit the chat, and then reopen the chat, and we're back. We're back in business. I've been wearing a glucose monitor and readings from 2.0 to 3.9. That's really low. So that sounds like hypoglycemia. So this is where, what's up, Deborah? This is where when you have that bad, when you have glucose in the twos, this is in millimoles for people who are not in the States with milligrams per deciliter. The blood sugar sounds like it's in the 50s, which is low as frack. Let's see here. Night insomnia, Brussels. Okay, you're in Brussels. Yeah, right? It's kind of late. So they're 9 hours ahead of the Pacific Standard Time, which means that person's having insomnia issues. This is also because people they overstimulate themselves at night. They don't diaphragmatic breathe. They don't get themselves out in nature. They don't eat on a timely manner. So a lot of people have this inverted cortisol reaction. Cortisol starts finally, the adrenals start finally kicking in, right? And then you all start getting really, 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 really awake at night. And then you're off of your circadian rhythm, which means your menstrual cycle is off. Men, your testosterone hormonal production is off. Your caloric acids are off. Everything, your adrenals are off. Everything's freaking off. So let's see here. Like it up. My brain works fine. Let me see here. My ketones are only, let's see what we got. My ketones are only 0.8. That means you're not eating enough fat, Haley. Or no, Haley, it's Haley. Oh, I know, Haley's on my course page. Okay, guys, I have a keto course and low carb, high fat and keto carnivore. So if you want to go to that, go to stephanieperson.com. You can also, because I forget to say this stuff, you can also go to my Instagram, which is Stephanie Ketogenic, or you can go to Stephanie, and we're testing to see how this here Wi-Fi works. So I'm going to keep this real short. Oh, thank you so much, Greg Valentine. Thank you. Who writes, love your channel. What time do you usually go to sleep and wake up? So I like to go to sleep, to be in bed by 9:30 and asleep by 9:45 max, which wakes me up at 5:45, 5:30 or 5:45. That's the loving hour, right? And then I get to watch the sun come up. I get to slowly get myself going, connect to circadian rhythm, have a breakfast to get all of this stuff percolating, right? Because eating food, digestion takes a lot of work. That means an adrenal response. We want cortisol to be high in the morning. We don't want to drag half the day because we're trying to intermittent fast because you heard of this nonsense like it's going to make you lean when really all you got to do is keto. But I really want you guys to consider the screens at night. Don't exercise at night. Don't do showers late at night. Don't do dishes late at night. Don't have your kids up late at night because this is disconnecting from the circadian rhythm, which puts your sex hormones off, your hypothalamus pituitary adrenal response off, thyroid hormones off, you pooping off, like everything's a mess. If y'all need coffee, there's a problem, okay? So I'm gonna take your guys' questions really quick, and I'm enjoying this new studio, so this is just one facet of it. We have different rooms in different places, but I want to show you guys streaming and see if there's lighting, how it is. Streaming, not my favorite, but okay, we do with it. Let's see here. I haven't followed amazing looking, so great. Thanks for the time. Thank you so much. I think she's presently camo. I love you. Oh, thank you. What do you think of Alpha Labs Keto? I don't know what it is, but if it's a product, it's garbage. Okay. You can't adapt, you guys. You can't get your health together in a bottle or in a package. You have to work on it yourself. So I don't know if it's I don't know what it is. So I'm assuming it's no good because most of it is garbage. Not all, but most. Yes. Let's see. Awesome looking studio. Yeah, it's just one facet. We're trying to figure it out, right? Do I really want the curtains? Right? Let's see. Background of LA. Right? Let's get this popping. Okay. I can't stand to be in dark rooms. Stephanie loves the light. Here's LA. What other questions do we got going on here? How many vegetables should be How many vegetables should be consumed on keto? Okay, so that's keto omnivore. There's also keto carnivore, which I love, which has no vegetables. So keto omnivore would be at least. See, we have people walking by. It's fabulous. I used to say 9 cups a day, but Dr. Barry, not Barry. You know what I'm talking about. He said, "Oh, eat 9 cups." No, you don't. No, you don't. All you need to do, if you want to, you can have about 3 cups a day in 3 meals. 1 cup is 1 handful. A cup in the morning, a cup in the afternoon, a cup in the evening. If you guys are really, really wanting to enjoy your vegetables, you can go up to 3 cups, but generally 1 cup will do you just fine. And I would say to only have salads a couple times a year because of the anti-nutrient value in the salads. You see, I don't get the term keto carnivore. Isn't it all carnivore keto by default? Nope. People don't understand that most people who do carnivore are not trying to reach ketosis. All they're trying to do is heal their guts by eating a bunch of meat. Okay? And they're having like a steak or heart with the fat around the outside, right? Not the mucus, the organs are encased in a lot of fat, and so they consider that to be ketotic. That's not enough fat, y'all. You need to add fat, up to 200 grams of fat. They're still trying to drive ketosis. If you're just doing a carnivore diet without eating high fat, then where are you going to get ketones from? You have to eat fat to then convert to fat, to make fat, and to get the brain to understand that we're not reliant on glucose anymore. And I've got people doing carnivore, not my people. My people know what to do. People will go and do a pound or 2 or 4 pounds of meat a day. That's way too much protein. It's way too hard on the digestive system and the kidneys. Even though people say it doesn't hurt the kidneys, unfortunately, I have so many people saying that their back hurts when they're eating all that pounds and pounds of meat. So we're trying to drive ketosis so you don't start going into gluconeogenesis as a way to raise blood sugar, right? If you're using blood sugar, that's not enough. That's not enough stored glycogen. So on a carnivore diet, you would not be reliant on freaking blood glucose and empty glycogen. You would be dependent on ketones. So if you don't eat enough fat, you're not going to drive ketosis. That's why there's keto carnivore. That's what I talk about. That's what I do. I don't do this whole carnivore nonsense without it being a ketotic component. You can make ketones and not use them. If you don't eat enough fat, you're not going to have enough signaling up in here to get the liver going to make ketones. And you have to follow circadian rhythm, and you have to get your stress down. You have to get the inflammation down, because if cortisol is being released because your body's stressed, even though you eat high fat on a carnivore, keto carnivore protocol, it doesn't mean that those ketones will be viable. So you've got to heal the gut. If you're using carnivore to heal the gut, then you've also got to get your fats up high, and you've got to rotate everything with the messed up gut doing carnivore. So there is a difference. There is a difference. You're welcome. Was it T-Raj? You're welcome for the answer. See, what changes have you noticed after switching to carnivore? For me, nothing. It's just easier, to be honest. I just sort of lean that way. I get up in the morning, I have to be like, what spices am I going to use? Or like, what vegetables am I going to cook? Or when I go to the supermarket, I can bypass all of that and just give me some different types of meat. And then I start really thinking about how to prepare the meat. If I'm going to marinate it in salt water, if I'm going to let it sit in butter, if I'm going to cook it at a certain temperature, if I'm going to certain types of cooking process. I get so into that because I want like my pork belly to be like crispy on the outside, and I'll do salt rub, an oil and salt rub, and then I might boil it first, and then I'll do a salt and oil rub, and then I'll bake it to get the outside really crispy, right? And with that crispy outside and juicy inside. So that's more what I like to do with eating different types of meat, which is like lamb near the rib, or salmon, or pork jowl, pork belly, or freaking heart, or liver. Liver is huge. Can't do carnivore without liver. Can't. Nope. And we all know that kidney is amazing for DAO deficiency, which is an enzyme that helps break down histamines. So yeah, you guys got to get with it. Doesn't matter if it's keto carnivore, but I will oscillate between going keto on the daily. I'll do keto carnivore, and if I'm chilling with people and I'm trying to get them involved with keto, I'll make some of these cruciferous vegetables and prepare it a certain way because they have anti-nutrients in them, and I will prepare them a certain way to try to get people on board, because trying to just do an all meat diet, like, their brain can't understand that. Does not compute. I need to have a vegetable or a grain or a piece of bread on the plate. So sometimes just getting people on board is where I'll make foods for people, which I do all the time here in fabulous LA. I do a lot of that to just get people more excited about doing a more healthy dietary measure by driving ketosis with high fat. See, shred, ripped. The lighting's kind of funky, right? I try. It's weird lighting. It's not the best. Lighting is everything to looking shredded, so it's not the best lighting right now for that. Plus, I opened up the curtains. Let the light in. Let there be light. Let's see. I lost 96 pounds in the last year, but recently been messing up and feel like hell. Best way to start back on keto, carnivore, or just carnivore? So Terry, you've been Terry. Is that Terry? Oh no, I don't know that. Ted. Sorry, it's not Terry. Ted Moore. Okay, so Ted. I need to know a little bit more. Like, how long did you jump off? What foods did you eat? Are you having hypoglycemic bouts? Because that's what happens when you go back to carbs. You start to experiencing really bad hypoglycemia, bloating, gut issues. So I kind of need to know more. Because if you did this before, it's kind of easy just to go and do it again. It depends on if you get sick every time you try to go like off your grains and breads and stuff. Like, if you want to graduate yourself from low carb, high fat, which I'm doing now to teach people into keto, I need to know a little bit more. How are we on the time? Well, I can't see your hand. My tech guy. 5 minutes? Okay, we got 5 minutes, y'all. We got 5 minutes. See, almost carnivore for the same reasons, no sensitivities to plants, but it's one less thing for me to cook, and I don't crave them. Exactly. So for me, like, I could never be vegan because I just love me some animal stuff. Like, my body loves it. Obviously, you guys know I'm almost 52. Been doing this for nearly 12 straight freaking years. So for me, my body has adjusted to not having all of these plants around. So I could have plants and be like, okay, this tastes nice. And then I could not have plants and be like, oh, this tastes fantastic, as long as things are prepared wonderfully. Or if I do raw meat, I do raw beef. That is so delish. I just cut it real thin, add a little bit of salt to it. I'm good. I actually prefer it over cooked because once I start cooking that beef, it starts feeling like rubber. It just does. I like, that's just what my brain does. Same thing with bread, right? I was in the car with my friend. She had ordered some food. She had a piece of bread, and I grabbed the bread and I stuck it in my mouth. She's like, oh my God, you're eating bread. Of course, I wasn't going to swallow that, but I was like, whoa, this tastes nasty. I hadn't had bread in my mouth in so long, but bread with nothing on it, just stuck in your mouth, tastes like you're just eating a sponge. It was like a salty sponge. It just tasted nasty. So I was like, I'm good, sitting right here with doing keto, carnivore, and then, so I haven't noticed any big difference. So we'll see over time if I get more, young. Okay, we get more young or whatever it is on doing this going carnivore. And but I'm not strict carnivore. I am now, but I'm not going to stay strict carnivore. Let's see here. I'm carnivore to heal my gut. Yeah, so a lot of you guys, to heal your gut, you have to factor in not just going carnivore. It's not that simple. You have to understand histamine issues. A lot of you guys have either oxalobacter deficiency, which is a bacteria that helps break down oxalates, or you guys typically have diamine oxidase deficiency, which is an enzyme to also help break down histamine, or you guys have holes in the gut wall, you have a microbiome dysbiosis, an imbalance of the microbiome. Here's the top of your large intestine, small intestine, small intestine. You have holes in the gut wall, so you can't just go eat that diet and expect miracles, because some of you guys have become histamine reactive to beef, some of you become histamine reactive to lard, and sometimes it's vice versa. Some of you do really, really great on lard and horrible with beef. Some people do like horrible with fish, because fish is a very high histamine food because of bacteria. You guys might have issues with your electrolytes because you're not eating enough organ meats. You might be you could be all of vitamin D, E, A, K deficient because you're just eating more lean meats. So you can't just eat meat and deal with histamine. So you guys think about it. what heals the gut more than just doing carnivore? It's getting sleep. It's following a circadian rhythm. It's diaphragmatic breathing. It's getting away from EMF poisoning and getting your computer out of your face and all this stuff. But for people who want to do keto carnivore, that means you got to get off all the junk, which I love. It's like I don't have to talk about nuts and caffeine, and you shouldn't do cheese. That's a given. And if you guys could do grass fed, just try to look for cells and look for sales. A lot often you can, okay, I gotta go. Often you can get ground beef and things like that at things like Costco that's grass fed. So anyway, you guys, I'm testing out my new studio. I opened up the curtains because I can't stand, as my tech guy knows, that I cannot stand to be in the dark. I like to be in the lights, even though this is a freaking double pane window, is barely letting the light in. Now I've gotta go. See people walking by? This is live. Now I gotta go. We just shot a bunch of videos for my channel. We're gonna have like intro, outro, music, this, that, and the third. Okay? It's time to evolve. This old bird needs to evolve. Now I gotta go. Have a great day, you guys. Thanks for joining my channel. Don't forget to go to stephanieperson.com for a consultation or to join my keto course group, or to, just go and hang out and get some information. You can also go to my Instagram, which is Stephanie Ketogenic, or my Facebook fan page, which is Stephanie the Business Person. All right, now I gotta get back out into the sunshine after shooting a bunch of videos today and get out in the dark. Bye, guys. Check out the studio. Check it out. Isn't that cool? There you go. Now you guys can see what I was doing. Yeah. Okay, it's time to go. Bye, guys. Thank you, Deborah.